Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. And welcome to STENO 24/7, your court reporting dictation channel. Thank you so much for coming. I am so glad to see you here. Give me 1 second. Fix these here. Make sure dreads right. All right. Hello, everyone. And welcome to STENO 24/7. This is a court reporting dictation channel where I do dictation for shorthand writers, court reporters, and so on and so forth. So welcome and thank you for spending your evening with me. Tonight I am dictating still. Yes, we're still on Stephen Avery and State of Wisconsin versus Stephen Avery. This is a real court case that I'm reading to you. And we've already gone through the prosecution because this is video number 25. Yes, we're already on 25. And if you've been with me for quite some time, wow, we've been through a lot. If you're just joining me, I hope you like this dictation. You can leave me a comment in the comment section. And also, I would like for you to rate this video when you're done finish watching it, or you can rate it right now. I really appreciate that. Thank you for everyone that has been leaving comments. And for those who leave a comment, I always respond. And with your permission, if you don't mind, I always give you a shout out in one of my videos. So if you leave me a comment in the comment section, I will really appreciate it. Rate this video. You can also share and subscribe if this is your first time here. With all that good stuff being said, we left off on page 130, verse 1. So we will be picking up on page 100. No, we left off on page 129. Sorry. Verse 25. So we will be picking up on page 130, verse 1, because there's only 25 lines on each page. So page 130, verse number 1. We'll pick up from there. This is the defense with his opening statement. So this is Stephen Avery's lawyer speaking about his client. Of course, he's trying to talk to the jury about, why he feels like the prosecution obviously has the wrong man. Ready? Let's write. Does it sound like he's just killed someone? No. Does he hide the fact that his nephew, Brendan, from 50 yards away, or whatever it is, Barb's trailer, has come over? No. Doesn't have to tell Jody that. If they were up to something no good, but he does. Brendan is around. And for all the world, I say, these conversations simply are inane. They don't ring of someone who has committed a murder or in the midst of committing a murder or in the midst of mutilating a corpse or falsely imprisoning anyone. No screaming in the background. They are just inane telephone conversations between a squabbling boyfriend and a squabbling girlfriend. And October 31 comes to a close. It's about 3 days later. Thursday evening, about 5 o'clock, November 3rd, when Mrs. Howback reports Teresa missing. Teresa lives almost next door to the elderly Howbacks. I mean, the two houses. You can see the one from the other on the dairy farm up north of here in Calumet County. So the report goes to the Calumet County Sheriff's Department. It's a missing person report. No one has seen Teresa since Sunday, actually. And the Calumet County Sheriff's Office responds, interviews the family, a couple of close friends, and learns very quickly about these 3 appointments that Teresa had on Monday. Now, at least 2 of those, at least 2, maybe the 3rd even, but at least 2 are in Manitowoc County. Zipperers and Avery, or B. Jonda. So the Calumet County Sheriff's Department calls for help from the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department on this missing person report. That very night, 5 o'clock, the report is made. By the end of the dinner hour, Calumet County is calling the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department for a little bit of help. And who do we get? We get Sergeant Andrew Colborn. And he's told, look, 2 places we would like to sort of check out and see if Teresa Howback showed up on Monday. The Zipperer residence and Stephen Avery. Well, that's a name that rings a bell. You better believe. Less than 3 weeks, or about 3 weeks after his deposition. And it is interesting that of those 2 places that Sergeant Colborn is asked to check out and inquire after Teresa Howback, he only goes to 1. He goes to Stephen Avery's home, and Stephen cooperates with him, tells him essentially what I have told you about Teresa Howback coming to take the pictures of Barb Janda's van. Doesn't clam up, doesn't seem nervous, isn't uncooperative. That very night, November 3rd, around 7 o'clock, when Sergeant Colburn knocks on his door, out of the blue, the same night, Lieutenant James Link, now the head of the detective unit in Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department, calls Calumet about this missing person report. Now, at this time, on Thursday night, November 3rd, this is, let's be clear, this is just a missing person report. A young woman who hasn't been seen for 3 days. It's in another county. It's not even in Manitowoc County at all. And nobody has called for Lieutenant Link. And nobody's called looking for him. But the chief detective of Manitowoc County takes it upon himself that night to call Calumet and offer to get involved in the missing person investigation, where one of the appointments that was to be kept was Stephen Avery. And the next morning, Lieutenant Link does one better than that. He goes out himself to Stephen Avery's trailer with another officer from Manitowoc, and he knocks on the door again, just as Sergeant Colburn had done the night before, inquiring about Teresa Halbach. Again, Stephen Avery is cooperative. Lieutenant Link asks, "Could I take a walk through your trailer? Can I look around? Do you mind?" "No, I don't mind. Come on in." Lieutenant Link walks through Stephen Avery's trailer, sees nothing amiss, thanks him for his cooperation, and leaves. November 5th, Saturday, Stephen has left to go to the family cabin in Crivets early that morning, where Alan goes every weekend and most of the family goes up too. Stephen has gone up on Saturday morning, but about 10:30 on Saturday morning, Pam and Nicole Sturm from the Toyota they suspect, correctly, as it turns out, is Teresa's. And it turns out is Teresa's in the far diagonal corner of the salvage yard from Stephen Avery's trailer. As you might expect, law enforcement officers descend on the property, and the first to arrive are Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department officers at just about 11 in the morning, on the nose. And folks, from that point forward, from 11 a.m. on Saturday, November 5th, 2005, this is not so much a funnel approach, as you will see. It is a tunnel approach. It is a tunnel vision approach to this case. All of the feelings about Stephen Avery, all of those churning emotions, all of that within the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department floods out. You can call it tunnel vision. You can call it investigative bias. But from that point on, this investigation is about Stephen Avery and not much else. From 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, November 5th, 2005, before the police say they have even opened the car, before they say they know of any blood of any sort in or on the car, before anybody even knows whether this young woman has been hurt or killed, the focus is on Stephen Avery. Other people are asked her male roommate, former boyfriend, and current friend, Ryan Hilligas. Others are asked, do you know anything about her disappearance? Do you have anything to do with it? All of them say no. And those details, those statements are accepted. Not Stephen Avery's denials or expressions of innocence. Time and again, the police go back to Stephen Avery and ask the same questions, and he talks to them every time. Even by the time his lawyers in the civil lawsuit down in federal court in Milwaukee found out about it and are trying to encourage him not to talk to the police, he talks. On the 3rd to Colborne, on the 4th to Link, on the 5th to officers up in Crivets, on the 6th, on the 9th, he talks, and he is not believed. Do they want to go through his house? Sure. Come on in my house. On November 4th, Lieutenant Link, after the Toyota is found and the police arrived at about 11 o'clock that Saturday morning, Lieutenant Link and Sergeant Colburn came in to work, and they arrived at the Avery property. You will hear that Lieutenant Link now has changed his sworn version of when he arrived that afternoon. And he has the ability to change his sworn story when he arrived that afternoon at the Avery property, because somehow he avoided signing in on the log sheets that the Calumet County Sheriff's Department was keeping of that potential crime scene. He signed out, but somehow he managed not to sign in. And on that 40-acre parcel, after the Toyota has been turned over to the Division of Criminal Investigation in Madison now, as search efforts are to begin on that parcel, now the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department nominally turns over control of the investigation to Sheriff Jerry Pagel of the Calumet County Sheriff's Department. This county sheriff's department, nominally that afternoon, control of this investigation was turned over to Calumet from Manitowoc because of the apparent conflict of interest that Mr. Avery's lawsuit represents for the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department. Now, if you are thinking, though, that the evidence will show you that Manitowoc County bowed out because of the conflict of interest after it turned the investigation over to Calumet County, if you are thinking that, it's reasonable. But you are wrong. Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department stays very much involved in this investigation. And we'll be stopping on page 137. I hope that was a good read for you. No distractions. Let me see. We stopped on verse 2. So just putting this down because I have to write it down because I'll forget. And hope that was a good read for you. As you can see, I started out slow and then speeded it up and then got faster, and then I got faster at the end. And that's kind of how I want to do it because I'd like for everyone to kind of get involved in this. So once again, from the captain of the ship, from Steno Duchess herself, if you have not hit the like button, go ahead and do that now, because we all get busy and I know you guys forget. Thank you so much, so much, so much for visiting me over here, and I will see you at the next wonderful, awesome video I make. Thank you, everyone, and good night.